Hi everybody, this is Byron, Lazine, and Nicole White, and you are tuned.
I don't mean to interrupt you, but I'm supposed to be doing a podcast, and I apologize that I need to run. No, it's fine. He's just sitting here staring at me.
I'm being a jerk.
You're totally being a jerk.
This is Byron Lazine and Nicole White, and you are tuned into episode 22 of The Real Word.
Knocking them out.
We're knocking them out. Took a while for us to actually start this show today. We're very behind schedule. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying.
Oh, I thought you were kind of enjoying like the additional time you got to
hang out with Sam. Sam. I love hanging out with you, dude. But like, we really got to get rolling here. We got things to do today.
Wow.
I want to recap a little bit on a couple things. One, you can now find, if you're a fan of the show, you can find it on Inman.
We were on Inman, and then you actually dropped the ball.
Yeah, but now we're going to be on Inman every single week, consistently.
Yes.
You can also find this show on Lab Coat Agents. Just released a brand new page. I know a lot of you guys follow Lab Coat, as I do. Nicole does.
Yeah, you actually got me into it. And we
Nicole
offered everybody, like, if you reach out to us, 5 people I needed 5 people.
Yeah,
remember that?
That's right. I do remember that.
Gosh, I don't even think I found one.
Did you get your 5?
I got one. I did get one person that reached out to me and said, hey, like, what's this Lab Coat thing? And I was like, yeah.
So it's their new page is, and it's a TV channel on Facebook page, I guess you call it. It's called Real Estate Live. There's about 6 or 7 different shows throughout the industry. All of them very good. Of course, ours is great. So check that out.
The best.
It's the best. It's the real word. So thanks to Lab Coat, thanks to Inman
thank you guys
supporting the show, obviously.
Yeah, obviously.
I want to talk about last week's main topic, the Zillow buyer. I made a mistake in the last show around the 12-minute mark. I had it right at the 8-minute mark, and then somehow
I think what's really great about this, and I don't mean to interrupt, but I'm gonna.
She does it all the time.
Is that never mind.
Oh, you can't interrupt and then go, never mind. There's nothing more that is like
today.
Rude than that. Like you interrupt.
So
never mind. I'm not going to tell you.
I think what's great though about this is that it was really sort of unclear.
So Nick Baldwin,
so we did our episode, and then from that episode, a lot of people were like, "Oh, well, I've talked to Zillow," which is great because that article really came out like last week, the day that we were the day of. So it was great that we were able to get some feedback to update us on what exactly is going to be happening with this Zillow instant offer situation. So go ahead.
So I'm not going to make excuses. I made a mistake at the 12-minute mark, but Nick Baldwin, Lab Coat Agents, they did an interview with Greg Schwartz from Zillow, and in his interview, Greg made it very, very clear that yes, Zillow is going to be using a buyer's agent when they buy these properties, and then when they put them back onto the market, they're going to be using an agent. Obviously, these agents are going to be in their premier agent program. So we're open door.
Can you imagine that? Can you imagine like Zillow being like your client? Can you imagine? Ooh, you would love asking them for like leave me a Zillow review, will you?
Zillow, leave me a Zillow review. That's a racket. Who's your biggest client? Well, I've got Granny
Zillow.
down the street. I think Zillow, a couple other peeps,
That would actually just kind of be fun. That'd be like a feather in your cap. It'd be like an etch in your headboard.
That'd be big time.
Yeah.
How many Zillow reviews can they get? They're gonna have to give all
I
these
don't
Zillow
know,
reviews.
but like then you're gonna be sending them the link to leave like a Zillow review.
My overall point is there's going to be commission compression with that because you're going to pay to be in the program, and then what's Zillow going to offer up? I'm far from a Zillow hater. We've gone to bat with Greg Haig and all kinds of people to stick up for Zillow for no reason. I don't even own a share in Zillow.
No.
So that's the deal. They're going to use an agent on the buy side and on the sell side. So that's good news for the industry. And to Zillow's defense, they've been very proactive in continuing to say they want to work with agents. Agents are an important part of the process, where Open Door does not use a buyer's agent when they buy these properties. And there's a bunch of these companies out there that are not as pro-agent. Zillow is taking that stance, and then if it works for them, they're going to stand by it. So
yeah, I mean, they should be behind us.
They should be.
I mean, holy hell. We've made them like one of the richest companies like ever.
Ever. No, they're not one of the richest ever though.
No.
That would be another.
But we were talking about compared to all of the real estate companies combined, Zillow is larger in terms of
course. Yes, of course.
So of course they're going to keep on feeding us agents because we're
in our industry,
them and we're feeding their great grandkids that haven't even been born yet. I mean,
our industry, they're
going to be cool too. Don't worry.
So speaking of Zillow, let's slide right into the Racket. Racket number 1, Trulia.
Yeah.
So there was a fake Trulia rental listing that cost a Denver family $3,900. What
do you think that was? Like first, last security? 2 months
it was
security?
2 months. It was 2 months. And so basically, April, rents increased month over month in 81% of the nation's 100 largest metropolitan statistical markets. That number jumps to 89% when you're looking at year-over-year trends. So basically, why this happened is rents are extremely high.
So they didn't even visit. They like put it under deposit before even visiting.
Oh, no, they visited.
Oh, they did.
This particular couple did the walkthrough.
So what were they doing? Were they renting a home that wasn't theirs? Like I remember hearing about that years ago. These homes that were like in foreclosure, and then people started like renting the homes out, and like there wasn't really anything for them to rent.
They received a lockbox code to tour the house, according to the report. They got into the house, they looked around, they liked it, they decided to move forward. And
gave $3,900. I'll tell you what is a racket there. If you're going to be going through all of that like mess to get money out of renters, it better be more than $3,900.
Well, here's the thing.
I feel like I could have made. I feel like I could have made $3,900 in such an easier way, like than putting like a lockbox on a house. And
but these are scam artists, right?
Well,
so they're doing this multiple times to people. So they're collecting $3,900 from.
Hopefully they made more than $3,900 because that's a flipping racket. That's like if you break into my car, you're going to be getting like pennies.
No, this is not a racket. This is scary stuff.
It's super scary.
And this is part of the issue that people take with a Trulia or Zillow. Misinformation, right? People homeowners are very passionate about their Zestimate on Zillow, giving misinformation to buyers. This is basically just a scam that Trulia is doing a poor job ensuring what's being listed, because any homeowner can list their house for sale by market or for sale by owner rather, or for rent by owner, right? So if you can put anything up for rent, and now you're communicating directly with people. So it's easy to scam people out of money.
Who owned the home? Do we know who owned the home? Like, how was there a lockbox on it? Like, what was the scoop?
Ooh, that's a good question.
So we just read the first paragraph and then we moved on.
Yeah. There we go, Nicole. You just screwed me.
That's okay. I screwed myself. I didn't even read the article.
I did read the article, but I don't know exactly who owned the home. So I'll find out and I'll drop it in the comments.
Again, back to the lockbox thing, because I think when we did episode maybe 11 or so, we were talking about Amazon's Key. So Amazon's Key finally launched this weekend. Maybe that's one way to get around it all.
I don't think you're going to stop this.
No,
people are going to get
not.
access, meaning direct buyers are going to get access into listings, whether they're rental or for sale in the future. This certainly is a concern of what they're getting into, what they're doing once they're getting in there, and then who's on the other side of that transaction if it's all going to be digitally done, and are you going to get scammed, right? So too bad for that family. Not a racket. It's happening all the time.
Yeah, well.
So here's racket number 2.
We're on it.
Super interested in your take.
Okay.
And I'm going to read you the article.
Oh.
Do you mind if I do a little reading here?
It's like kindergarten. Like you're going to like show us like the pictures in the book tw? No.
I
used to love that. I used to love how my kindergarten teacher could actually like hold the book with like her pinky and her thumb, you know? I remember practicing that skill. Like you just like hold the book.
You thought that was very cool.
I did.
Wow.
Because she would then like, and I loved the noise that the like that plastic cover would make as you were like it was like that crinkle, like it's like childhood right there.
These are the things that I get to deal with on a daily basis.
I was trying to buy you some time.
I'm sure many of you are jealous
to get your article up there.
All right, here's the question. I own a townhouse in Windsor Terrace, Brooklyn. My neighbor is an absentee landlord who intends to rent out her house on a short-term basis through Airbnb.
Right.
These are 130-year-old wood frame homes with thin walls. Mm-hmm. Obviously, I don't want a rotating cast of characters having 3-day bacchanals, I believe is the word, you got to put that word up there, Sam. Bacchanals in a 3-bedroom attached townhouse. What are my rights? Can I stop my neighbor from running an Airbnb?
It's gonna be like a big like sexcapade.
Is that a racket or not a racket?
Such a sexcapade. Well, I guess it depends, right? So there's many variables that go on here. So I guess it depends on how much he's going to be renting this Airbnb for, right?
That would depend if it's a racket or not?
It would, because like, I guess if you were like charging like $1,000 a night, she's talking, you know, like I'm assuming that it somebody that maybe, well, maybe I'm assuming. But anyway, I actually love this article. I think what I love the most about this article is when Byron attempts to read the article. And
some word like bacchanals get thrown into the mix?
No, keep reading it, because there are so many words in this article while he was reading it that he actually had to spell.
I saw the word. I thought they were talking about baccarat.
No, bacala, like the dessert. I'm like, dude, that's a dessert.
That is a dessert.
What are you talking about?
I don't want my neighbor eating bacala while I'm over here.
Yeah, I mean, and then like a few more sentences later, he was spelling out words like I was in some sort of spelling bee.
Listen.
So I mean, I almost just kind of want you to read the article, because like that.
We're gonna link up the article as we always do.
You reading it is just
I'm not reading
so
any
much more entertaining to me.
What I will say is
anything else actually today.
This is a complete racket that the neighbor feels this way. Your neighbor, unless you're in an association and tied to some rules.
There are lots of associations that are trying to do like a minimum rental rule, which I can appreciate, but you're kind of going to screw yourself too, because what happens, lady, if you're seeing that your guy next door is making all this money and all of a sudden now you want to do it, you just shot yourself in the foot. Yeah,
you don't own the home. You didn't take the risk on the mortgage. I always say this to people that are like, so uptight about home values. Like, dude, did you take the risk on the mortgage and buy the home? No, they did. So let them, if they feel passionate about that list price, let them try it. It's their home. They took the risk. Same thing here. It's their home. They took the risk. If they want to rent it out and leverage it and make some money, mazel tov. Go do it. Right?
Oh, woo.
Bacala, mazel tov, you know, a little.
Yeah, you're doing it. There. You're trying.
All right, racket number 3.
Do it.
Philip Morris shares, company that owns Marlboro, suffer biggest daily fall in a decade. Declining cigarette volume. They lost 16%.
I'm like, I don't know what took so long. Like, what happened? Is that a racket? I'm just surprised that it took that long.
Really?
I mean, as soon as like you couldn't smoke in restaurants anymore, like that would have been like a bigger decline, no? Or like the moment that cigarettes went to like $20 a pack, like, so I used to smoke like occasionally with my friends.
Bogey they were, like, smoker.
Yeah, Marb Lights. I was a Marlboro smoker.
I like the Marb Lights.
Yeah, the lights, they were good. You know, little Marby here, lights. Little there. Like you hang out outside again, especially like in the summer. Like nothing's better than like a cigarette on the deck. Anyway,
I think it's the fall. I think the fall cigarettes are better than the summer cigarettes.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Like with like the window down, like crisp smell.
If it's hot, you get that hot, assy like cigarette breath. You know?
Assy? Like,
assy, you know?
Ashy.
Ashy would be better. Ashy, not assy.
I mean, whose ass do you have in your mouth?
And if you have like a Newport, that could be assy.
Ugh. Well, then you got like the mint, and then you feel like your lungs are like actually being slivered in half. Anyway, so
by the way, neither of us smoke cigarettes.
No, I don't smoke cigarettes
I just want to make that clear.
But I'm actually surprised that it took that long for that to actually happen.
I am too.
Again, like I bought cigarettes for $2.50 back in the olden days.
$2.50.
And now it's like, again, it's legitimately like $12 a pack.
Bought some bogeys and a 6-pack.
They should be like making up. Like I feel like with the amount that they're charging, like they shouldn't be having it. Just like bust your like packs up a bit.
If you haven't noticed, so many less people smoke today than when we grew up. Like, have you noticed that?
Well, there's like those vapes and stuff. People are just.
But overall, I think people are just more aware.
Getting cancer off of something else, like drinking milk.
Like reason why I thought this was a good racket is I went into a homeowner's home who wants to sell last week.
Yeah.
And
this one, don't ever take them anywhere where it's not like right.
Excuse me?
Go ahead.
Miss Fancy over here. Anyway, I went into the home.
Yes.
And I could instantly smell that they had been smoking cigarettes in the home.
Yeah, it was gonna like you were worried it was gonna get into your hair.
It seeps into your hair.
Shirt and you were trying to like hide your hair.
You have to like take a shower under your fingernails to get that out of your system.
Yes, isn't that the worst? It's like always in your clothes.
It's everywhere. And so I've literally walked out of homes in the past
that have cigarettes.
That were this one wasn't intense. You could just smell it.
But it was enough.
It was enough to make me be like, what the f***?
It was like my rental car I had. Like, remember?
Yeah, your rental car, the stale bogey smell.
Stale. It was like stale. I'd rather like fresh. Like I'd rather like that first
the first one. But if it's been deep, like 20-year deep.
Oh, yeah, your cabinets are f***ed. Your walls are f***ed. Like, that ain't going anywhere.
I'm turning the listing down.
Your clothes, like your couches. No one's buying that, by the way. That's going to.
I think it's bigger than the 16% loss that they just took on the shares.
Oh, the house?
The house,
yeah. I mean, you're done. Out.
So if you're smoking bogeys, let this be your first cue to quit.
I'm more than happy to come to your home, though, and
racket.
help you sort of flop that. Because like we got to get furniture. We got to get new carpets.
You would do that?
Wipe down everything.
Those are the listings you want? You want the bogey listings?
Well, I'd like to help them. Yeah. No?
Nicole she is here for the people. I'm just going to, through the video here, so I can't smell you.
Don't call me.
Quit the bogeys, man.
Yeah.
Come on. Just do it for us. That's it. That's all we got.
Well, that was boring.
It was boring. All right. If you thought it was boring, drop us a comment. We'll try to spice it up next week. See you guys.
Bye.